Look at this guy. Expand dong.
We do it because it's riveting.
We love
meaningful
showing meaningful content.
Speaking of which, all the chat's all the rage about Steve versus Phil.
What happened with that?
Now let me just clarify.
Go ahead. You explain.
Here's what happened.
Tell him what happened.
We made you, Steve. Steve, how could you betray us like this, Steve? We invite Steven into the show. We get him this big audience. Mm-hmm. We set up all these opportunities for Steve.
Do everything.
He's supposed to do this softball interview where he sucks off Phil, and it was supposed to be about Project 7. Mm-hmm. I told Steve, you're going to interview Phil about Project 7. You're going to watch the clips. You're going to play like DSP doing Cup of Noodles.
Only positive commentary.
The moments that defined a generation. A generation of content online. DarksydePhil, the legend.
FF13 review.
And what happened? I learned today the convoluted snake scheme that Steve executed. He was subverted by the detractors. Duty got to him. Alt apparently got to him.
Yikes.
And they poisoned Steve against King Phil.
No.
They poisoned Steve and they removed the broomstick from his hand and gave him a shovel to bury Phil in a fucking shallow grave. I couldn't believe it. It's the year of the snake. Steven just went into business for himself.
It's nuts.
He snaked everybody, and then he called out Phil's shameless grifting, his scams, and his lies.
I'm not surprised, honestly. I had a feeling about Steve.
I can't believe it, Steve. I can't believe it. Folks, how could this have happened?
It's fucking crazy.
We were deceived by Steve. Oh, buddy. I didn't know I was supposed to be a good interview. And we were I thought we gave Phil a great chance. We did. And then these detractors came in and subverted the whole thing. And
fuck them.
I had no idea.
Damn them to hell.
Damn you,
damn them to fucking hell.
Damn you to hell. No. But what's his name? Thank God, DarksydePhil was so badass last night.
Real? Okay, tell us.
He stood tall.
Did he?
He stood tall and conquered all because he stayed focused on providing positive content for his fans, meaningful content for his fans, and he defended his legacy. And he didn't cave in to Steve's insane demands to, provide proof of his claims or clear his name. That was fucking moronic lunacy on Steve's part to suggest such fucking things. Well, because the king's already doesn't matter if the king is guilty. He's the king. He can pardon himself.
Yeah.
You know fucking Trump's president now?
I am no longer guilty.
Morons. Exactly. It doesn't matter if Phil scammed his fans. You know why?
Phil should.
Because Phil scamming his fans is fucking based. And red-pilled to begin with. It's just like, Steve, you don't have to sell me on Phil.
Yeah.
I'm already hypnotized, Steve.
Can you believe
I already view him as
DSP
God.
scammed his fans. That's why we're cool with him.
That's why we support Phil, is because he's a con artist like us.
You know
what I mean? He's a dirty piece of shit.
Imagine not scamming your fans.
Oh, man. I don't know. Ultimately, what ended up happening, Steve enlisted a retard detractor who fucked it all up.
No.
He fumbled the football on the 1 yard line. I'm not even being fucking funny here. This guy Steve brought in.
Really?
Holy.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Cringe, bro.
Yes.
Let me tell you about the honor and dignity of being a police officer.
What? Wait, a cop?
This guy's not a cop. So, Steve gets this guy who claims to be a cop who joins. the guy's entire life is Phil. And it's like this guy was way too close to the situation to properly press Phil or like interrogate Phil, because the guy, like, honestly, it was like he was like in the presence of Jesus Christ or like Buddha. Or like Muhammad.
What, you mean
it
the
was like
fucking
he was
detractor?
in the presence. Yes, the detractor was like he was in the presence of a religious figure, and he was just so fucking juiced to be there and get to have an opportunity to touch the hem of Phil's garment. You know, the guy really thought he was like a part of history or something. Like this would be recorded for the generations to come. His interrogation of fucking Phil.
He crashed out, they said?
But he crashed out, bro. He completely derailed Steve's interrogation, fucked the football, and made anybody normal watching go, huh, these detractors are kind of unhinged. You know what I mean? And it's like, it got to the point, right, where it's like with the bank leaks, and it's like, what, you really think that somebody would sit there all day and fake these transactions, thousands of transactions, as they're pulling up a spreadsheet where they've logged thousands of transactions of Phil's?
But who?
And it's like
the cop?
Yeah, no, the cop and Steve. And it's like, you know what? I'm starting to believe that these Spurgs might have faked the transaction. Because they're putting a lot of effort into all of this shit. Way more effort than is fucking ever needed to crucify DarksydePhil. You know what I mean? They got the pie chart up and everything.
What was I was actually really busy yesterday. What was what transactions, like what he buys with his debit card and shit?
Yes, man. They have every transaction. And then, but the thing was, what they were arguing kind of, to me, made it less likely they were real.
Really?
Because the argument was, it's like, okay, so you said on this date you got a haircut. And here we have in the bank leaks a transaction for the haircut for $14.
There's no way that happened.
Well, no, they had it like 8 different times, 8 different haircuts. They even had Phil's wife in a photo at the haircut place. Okay? But my thinking is, I'm like, but wait a minute. Doesn't this, because they have him saying this on stream, couldn't they have put the fake transaction in the spreadsheet to then give it credibility?
Yeah.
So to me, it actually kind of gave it less credibility. That being said, I mean, they obviously fucking had endless fucking proof that it was all real. But
of course it was real.
But some of the arguments are kind of I felt kind of self-defeating. And at a lot of points, here's the ultimate reality of it, right? And this is what I told Phil. And I said to him, Phil, the sun will rise tomorrow. You will still hit the goal. You're still going to make money. You're still DarksydePhil. It doesn't matter. DarksydePhil could be caught on tape slaughtering puppies, and he would still get people to donate. There's nothing that Phil could possibly do or be exposed as doing that would stop him from making money from retards online, because he's the best at it. So no matter how much Steve copes, no matter how much Steve, I have evidence, this guy is a bastard. It doesn't matter what evidence you have, Steve. It doesn't matter that you're seeking the truth, because with DarksydePhil, the lies will always prevail, my friend. The power of Phil's lies and darkness will always outshine your light of truth, Steve. So you might think that you have all these detractors lining up behind you now and that you're going to win. But Steve, I have bad news for you. DarksydePhil outlasts them all.
It's scary,
and now
actually.
You're facing the curse of King Phil because you snaked the house and allowed yourself to be subverted by the detractors, Steve. We didn't set Phil up. It was a cream puff interview. And this bastard went rogue, went into business for himself. Shame on you, Steve. We'll see you on the show next Tuesday. Okay, everybody. Now that the insane fucking gaslighting cope session is over.
I couldn't honestly hold my laughter, dude. Like, this is ridiculous.
Fuck. Oh, my God.
Did it work? Did it work? Is it good?
We got him.
I love this show.
We got him. We got him. Let's go. Let's get some subs. Yeah, Steve coming back on Tuesday. Poor Phil, man. I don't know. Phil won in the end. Phil's winning, bros. An Evil Dead for 5 subs and BBF for a sub. I did not set Darkside Phil up. I did not screw Phil. Phil screwed Phil. Phil screwed Phil. No, it was Steve the Snake. It was the year of the snake, and Slippery Steve was subverted by duty. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff.